Right now, it's not about talent. It's about heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest. Now, they've been here before. They're not going to give it to us. We got to go out there and we got to take it. Right? Take it! We got to take it! I want you to go out there and take it! Take it!
Sports Savage, welcome. I'm flying solo today. No smooth talking, Sammy. I know. I hate it, but we got this. Hold on, right there. Score, live score, streaming in the background too. I don't know if this is going to get cut off or not, but hey, we're going to give it a shot. Since I am flying solo today, please call the show, text the show. We have had no texts, no calls. Come on, you know you're out there. 470-391-4034. My social media, Garrett W. Savage. You can follow anytime. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That's even on TikTok. You know, I had an illustrious affair with TikTok. I got into the game, and I dominated the game, but I have to change what I'm doing because I don't like it. I don't like what's going on TikTok. It's the same stuff all the time. Utah Jazz up by 10 points on Denver. It's a good game. Talk about B-ball, my boy Luka. He lost. I couldn't believe it. And it is what it is. As soon as I knew Porzingis wasn't gonna play, like as soon as I said, "Oh, he's out with his whatever injury it was," dude, this is the playoffs. How can you not step up for the playoffs? Luka was on a bum ankle. You better need surgery at the end of the year, Porzingis. He's been kind of a butt. He was on the Knicks. Called him a unicorn. He was a diva. Didn't want to play because he was injured. Now you're in the playoffs. You have a shot against the Clips. Force a game 7. Give it everything you got. And what does he do? No. He says, "No, I'm not going to. I don't want to play." Bum. He better have some kind of surgery or something like that. And yeah, I'm a little harsh. It's okay, Porzingis, with your haircut, Mr. Clean Cut. So it will appear to be that, Lakers and Clippers are both moving forward. Everybody thought so. Everybody wants to see them in the big shebang. I believe that Houston will play the Clippers if they can win out. And LA will play whoever wins, the Utah Jazz game, which, I hope the Jazz win. They score a lot of points. I got to be honest, I am in to the NBA season. I haven't really been in most of the time, but I'm in now. Like, I don't know if it's because of the bubble. I mean, look at those fans. I keep pointing the wrong way. Look at those fans. It's pathetic, but it works. And I've seen really good basketball. Yeah, there's a lot of points scored. But, I mean, don't we complain about that for every other sport? Like, people don't want to watch soccer. Oh, there's no points that are scored. Basketball, I mean, they're scoring 150 a game. It's crazy. I don't know if it's because of the 3-ball or what. But it's entertaining. I like it. I like points. Defense is nice. But nobody plays defense in the NBA, really. I mean, Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year, right? Also, no, I think he also won the MVP. If I'm him, I'm leaving. I don't want to stay in the Bucks. And I'm from Wisconsin. I lived in Wisconsin for 7 years. Very lovely city. It doesn't have a good rep now. Even though people don't know, like, racially divided, Wisconsin's up there. Well, that's neither here nor there. I'm leaving. Go to Golden State. Go to Golden State. If I'm Giannis, I'm leaving the Bucks. I'm going to a competitor. They don't have nobody else on the Bucks. They have no one else. They have Giannis, and that's it. I don't know much about Denver or Utah. I mean, Utah, to me, seems like a Walmart version of Houston. They just shoot a lot. They get guys open and they shoot. And they score a bunch of points. Donovan Mitchell, 45. My number, by the way. I like 45. Everyone has a number, right? I want to know what your number is. You can let me know. You can write it in or email, text. You can email the show, the Sports Savage Show at gmail.com if you don't want to text. even though it's so easy to text, right? Boom, 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 boom. Utah to me seems like, they seem like a great value. Houston, they shoot a lot. They don't have, the accolades. They don't have, the superstars. But it seems like, they're that same kind of team. Denver, I don't know if Denver has, they have one guy who gets hot and then and then it's the flavor of the week with Denver. There's no consistency besides the Joker, who's, a big man who, not a big man. Well, they say big man in sports. They don't say, center anymore. They say he's a big man. I don't know any of the basketball positions, by the way, like the 2, the 3, the 4. I have no clue what any of those are. And people are like, yeah, he plays the 2 well, he plays the 3 well. I don't know what that means. Joker's good, but Lake Show. I got to ride with my Lake Show. And everybody wants to see Lakers Clippers. And it's probably going to happen. I hope it happens. Utah up by 6. One person I wanted to talk about is Lionel Messi. There's been a lot of talk about him in the news, and if you don't watch soccer or football, whatever it's called, he wants out of Barcelona. He started when he was 16 years old. He's 33. So almost half of his life, he's been wearing a Barcelona uniform. And the thing with him, if you don't know anything about him, he always wins for other teams, but when it comes to Argentina, where he's from, like in the World Cup or anything like that, he doesn't really put out. And it's been true. Like, Argentina hasn't won the World Cup anytime recently that I can remember. And they have some of the best players. So my thing is, it doesn't matter where he goes. He's going to go somewhere to get a shitload of money. He's coming to America. He's going to play in the MLS. I'm calling it right now. And it's an easy call. It's a very easy call because we're kind of like a retirement home, the MLS, for anybody who's in the, in the European leagues. Hey, come here and dominate. Live in America. Make a decent amount of coin and show out. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe when he's like 40. He'll be old. He'll be an old man, like, that's for sure. But he'll still dominate, and I can't wait. I don't know who he's going to play for. I'm an Orlando City fan. So it all depends. I'd like to see him play for that or the Inter Miami team. But mark my words. And speaking of prognostication, I called it. I called it on the last show. I said the Big Ten's coming back, baby. They're coming back and they're going to play. So we're going to play a YouTube clip of me predicting this. Let me pull it up. Oh, all kinds of stuff. Here we go. Bada bing and bada boom. Everybody knew like the top 5 teams wanted to play, right? In the Big Ten, they're a bunch of pussies, and I don't use that P word a lot, but they are. Like, they totally jumped the gun. But I wanted to see college football. I wanted to see every game because I'm selfish, and it's all about me, and I wanted to watch it. So now all the parents, they want to play. They're petitioning the Big Ten, and now the Big Ten's like, oh, we're gonna do like a spring league. No one's gonna give a shit about that spring league. All the good players are gonna get ready for the draft. Why would they play in that? It doesn't matter. It's stupid. I think somehow, some way, Big Ten teams are gonna play. I think the schedule doesn't matter because the schedule is gonna change. It's gonna be who's ever available at the time. Johnny Pimple Popper University, they got a team. They're ready to go. Like, I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be mix and match. And we'll see. We'll see if my prediction rings true. But I think it will. What do you think about that? Everybody knew. Yeah, so I called it. Big Ten is going to play. It's going to go down. Like, it's not going to go down in history because it's, we're in a pandemic. We're in a weird time. For a lot of different things. Utah, 33-26. They're going to play. And, a lot of pundits were like, college football isn't going to happen. It's going to happen in the South. It's not going to. What does college football generate? Oh, money? Oh, and what are you supposed to do during any situation where you're unsure of? You follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. You follow the money. So where's the money coming from? College football is a huge moneymaker. They make hundreds of millions of dollars every year on the backs of athletes who aren't paid, but are given an education, but they can't really be what they want to be. I mean, they have to take specific classes that are in juncture with the football program, the training, the practice, everything else. And what if these college athletes get hurt? There's no insurance for them. Sometimes if you're a big-time athlete, if you're going to be like a first-round pick, you can get that insurance. But what about the random guy? Now you can make money off your likeness, which should have been happening a long time ago. It is the first domino that's going to fall. And I don't know what's going to happen with the NCAA. I mean, they were Swiss cheese at this point. You can see all the holes in them after COVID. And I said this to my mother today on the phone. COVID really shined a light on strong foundations, not strong foundations. My last apartment complex, not a strong foundation. It became a dump. Okay? Other people have succeeded and risen above, But as far as, COVID goes and everything else, I just don't know. I just don't know. I want college football. I want it to happen. It's supposed to happen in 2 weeks. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I hope that it does. Florida State should have a good team. Utah's up 36-28. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job right now covering that. So, any other college football thing I have, and you can still call 470-391. Sammy just texted me. Okay, cool. I miss Sammy. I can't do this show by myself. No voicemails, no texts, or anything like that. So, back to my prediction where I said the Big Ten is going to play. Of course it's going to play. Because they want the cash, they want the money, they want this, that. And they said they're going to start in October. Whatever. And now we're saying, well, are they, there's going to be a national championship. Supposedly there's going to be a national championship. We don't really know. Are they going to wait for the Big Ten? Or are they not going to wait for the Big Ten? I mean, I think they'll wait for the Big Ten. It all depends. Like I said in that prediction, I don't think the schedule is going to be what we think it is. Yeah, it's planned out right now. But it's not going to be, it's going to change. And it's not like it's brain surgery to get 2 college football teams to play each other. It's not. Are you available? Okay, what do you want to play? Here, there, because there's no one's going to show up to the stadium. There's maybe television, but if you're telling me you can't get a crew there in 4 or 5 days and cover it, we're making a bigger deal than things are, than they should be. So when college football happens, it's going to be a smorgasbord. And people are going to be like, well, what happened to just conferences playing each other? Look, bro, people are going to get COVID. Alabama has 1,000 cases or something like that on campus. Clemson, who knows? Teams are going to get shut down. And they're going to be like, well, who is available to play? And they're going to pick from Pac-12 or what, there's going to be some teams that are opted out. They're going to come back in because they're going to get paid money to play. Oh, hey, UCLA, can you be ready in 2 weeks? We think, there's been a lot of COVID. Sure. We'll pay you $50,000 to come here and play. They're going to do it. You guys remember the upset of Michigan? Appalachian State? You remember that? Michigan lost, and I believe they had to pay Appalachian State $100,000 because that was they pay smaller teams for warm-up games, like a tune-up game. And Appalachian State won. It was amazing. It was one of the best upsets of all time. Rarely happens in the NCAA, though. So that's why, people are very upset with teams in the SEC, for instance, Alabama per se, that doesn't schedule hard enough opponents. So in college football, you have to play so many conference games and then it's whatever else. So some people, they're like, oh, well, let's get like a D2 school, a D3 school. No one will care, right? It's a tune-up game, whatever. And yet these teams, they get crushed, and of course they get paid or whatever it is, But see, people are like, let's spicing up the schedule. And now with Corona, I mean, the NCAA is on a very flimsy foundation. I don't know how long it's going to exist. I doubt by the time I'm dead, the NCAA football, I doubt it will be a thing. I think it's going to be, and I truly believe this. I truly believe not every college will have a football team. I think eventually it's going to be just certain universities have college football. Certain universities have this. Certain ones have that. We lived in excess for so long, where everybody had every kind of sporting event. Everything was hunky dory. Now we're kind of like, well, what's working, what's not. It's a shame. It's a real shame. So we got the Jazz, 36-30. I was thinking about this. By the way, the show is brought to you by Michelob Ultra with 2.6 carbs and only 95 calories. You telling me I can drink this? What? 95 calories? I watch my cows. Since I live in California, you gotta watch your cows. Michelob Ultra. Who would have thought, Please sponsor the show. Anyway, I was thinking about this, and I was like, the Utah Jazz, the Jazz is the most oxymoron name for any team ever. The Utah Jazz, when you think of Utah, do you think jazz? I think of white people. I think of salt. I think of a lake. I do not think of jazz. And they try to make that, like tonight, their uniforms are like orange, red, like blood orange. You're not fooling anybody, Utah. Be boring. Because you're only bringing attention to yourself with these. You can see it right. I'm bad at pointing. See right now in these jerseys, right? They're like yellow and no. Be boring. Be whatever you were. Just you got to coax your opponents into sleep. So they don't know what's going on. Okay, so I don't know. This might do it for the Sports Couch. I don't have Sammy to talk to. I have no one else to talk to. No one sent a text or a voicemail or anything like that. And I don't want to waste your time. Ooh, what I do want to talk about, though, the Vikings got a trade from the Jags. The Goku, I think, what? I'm saying that wrong, and I'm going to get skewered for it. We did get a new defensive end, so now we have Griffin and a new addition. Griffin was the youngest guy, or the person at 30 years old who got to the most sacks or something like that. This makes the Vikes defense legit again. And here's what I don't like about the Vikes. Kirk Cousins. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? He's just not. He's the safe bet. He's when you're a woman who's been wronged by several bad boys, right? You just want a little consistency. You're gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna have to take away the spice. I'm gonna have to take away the heat. But I just want something that's consistent, and that's what Kirk Cousins is. He's just consistently average. Yeah, he has great stats. Yeah, he has this. He has to push to the next level. He's afraid to pull the trigger. He's afraid to go for the home run. We don't have Diggs, who is a home run threat. Thielen's more of an over-the-middle possession guy. We did draft a wide receiver from LSU who's supposed to take the role. I don't know. He's a rookie. I mean, I think that people are sleeping on the Vikes, but at the same time, Denver's coming back, baby. I don't know. It's hard for me. Sammy is a Ravens fan. They're obviously the best team. Lamar Jackson incredible quarterback. I mean, I mean, I didn't see it coming. I mean, I thought he should have played quarterback. A lot of people were like, well, he should be wide receiver. Just because, he didn't run the 40, and his mom was his agent. So many people were turned off by that. Baltimore makes a move, gets him at the end of the first round. I mean, he was rated number 1 in the NFL by other players. Number 1. He hasn't won a playoff game. That's the only, skid mark in his underwear, if you, beg my pardon. What can he do in the playoffs? He can dominate in, the regular season, but that playoffs decides if you're a big time player or not. Playoffs are put up, shut up, show me what you got. If you ain't got it, pull it down. Is it a cold day or a hot day? You better be hanging low. If you're shriveled up during a playoff game, you can forget about it. And that's why Kirk Cousins drives me insane. He'll win a big game and then just lose the next. My dad said we should have kept Case Keenum. I don't know. I don't know if we should have kept Case Keenum or not. But anyway, this is it. This is Sports Savage. We didn't get any voicemails, but you know what? It's okay. People have stuff to do. People have things to do. And Sammy's going to be here. Next time Sammy's here, we can, talk a lot of shit. His Magic lost, by the way. They were out of the playoffs. I'm sure he didn't think they were going to go very far, but I guess we can find out about that next time. Look. Call or text 470-391-4034. Even after the show. Even after it. You're like, wow, you talked about this. Text. We'll read it on the next show. Leave a voicemail. It's super. You know what? I can't force you to do it. I would appreciate it if you did it. Utah up 39-35. So me and Sammy, we're going to try to do a commentary. We're going to try to do, I don't know, maybe even the first NFL game. So if you don't want to listen to TV, you can link up with us on what time we're watching the game. I'm sure it won't kill you to be 10 seconds behind or whatever. But it would be an interesting thing that we're going to try, and I'm looking forward to that. Email the show, thesportssavageshow@gmail.com. Text, call anytime. Leave your whatever it is. You can hit me up on social media if you want. Garrett W. Savage. On Twitter, on Instagram, on... My eyes look super crooked. On TikTok. I'm back on the TikTok game. I'm trying to get it done. And you can listen to my, predictions. My prediction today was Lionel Messi will play in the United States. Eventually. I'm going to say within 8 years. We'll do it. And we'll pull this clip. We'll bring it back. Just like Big Ten's going to play. Thank you all. We're going to keep this going. Even if you can't contribute today, you can contribute tomorrow. Do good. Be good. As Sammy would say, I'm not a